The city of Tokyo was a swirling chaos of terror and astonishment as Batman arrived, his Batwing slicing through the night sky. Below, the streets were filled with panicked citizens fleeing the epicenter of destruction, where Wolverine and Godzilla clashed in a battle of titanic proportions. Each thunderous step of Godzilla reverberated through the ground, causing buildings to shudder and crumble. Spider-Man, swinging effortlessly between skyscrapers, landed gracefully beside Batman.
Looks like we have quite the mess on our hands, Bats. What's the plan?
He quipped, trying to mask his own awe at the scene unfolding before them.
First, we assess the situation before jumping in.
Batman replied, his voice steady as ever despite the chaos. The roar of jet engines announced the arrival of the Avengers, their Quinjet hovering above the cityscape. "We've got a big one here," Captain America assessed over the comms, his eyes fixed on the gigantic lizard wreaking havoc. Iron Man, clad in his gleaming armor, hovered beside the Quinjet, his HUD analyzing the strengths and weaknesses of both combatants below. "We need to contain this before it escalates any further," he suggested, his voice a mix of urgency and determination. On the ground, Batman, Spider-Man, and the Avengers stood in a rough circle, their faces illuminated by the flickering lights of emergency vehicles. The debate was heated as they weighed their options. "We can't just sit back and watch," Black Widow argued, her voice firm.
But rushing in could escalate things even more.
Spider-Man countered, his concern evident.
We need a strategy that minimizes civilian casualties.
Batman interjected, his mind racing through possible scenarios. Meanwhile, the battle between Wolverine and Godzilla raged on, each blow causing shockwaves that rippled through the city. Wolverine, with his adamantium claws extended, leaped onto Godzilla's back, slashing furiously at the creature's thick scales. "You're not the only one with claws, bub," Wolverine snarled, his voice a growl of defiance. Realizing they had no choice but to intervene, the heroes sprang into action. Thor, wielding Mjolnir, summoned a storm to distract Godzilla, while Iron Man unleashed a barrage of energy blasts to drive the kaiju away from populated areas. Spider-Man used his webs to steer fleeing civilians to safety, his agility unmatched as he darted through the chaos.
This way, folks. Stay low and keep moving.
He guided, his voice a beacon of hope amid the panic. As dawn broke over the wreckage of the city, the heroes gathered to survey the aftermath. The battle had been fierce, but together they had managed to minimize the destruction. Batman, his cape billowing in the morning breeze, looked at his fellow heroes.
We did what we came to do, but the city will need time to heal,
he said, a note of determination in his voice. Captain America nodded, his shield slung across his back. "We'll be there to help them rebuild," he promised, his resolve unwavering. The heroes stood together, united in their purpose and ready to face whatever challenges the future might hold.